Okay, it looks like the Canon digital camera EOS R5C firmware version 1.0.5.1 has now come out. So I'm just going to go ahead and download it. As you can see highlighted on my screen, it's right there. Canon digital camera R5C firmware version 1.05.1. And I agree to download it. I download it. We'll go ahead and put it on our SD card in my camera. I should probably back up the settings before I do that. Looks like the two big things that I see that I want out of this firmware: power savings mode, and alright, so here's a description as to what's included. It says the following features are enabled when the following lenses are attached. Then it talks about different lenses. Displaying metadata, displaying T number, support for dual pixel CMOS, support for dual pixel focus guide. The following features are enabled when the following lenses are attached. Adds a menu to switch lens functions, focus ring, etc. Here's the lenses they're talking about. And then finally here it says enables left-right switching with one touch when using magnify. Enables magnify during 8K MP4 recording. Not available in HDMI 4K. Improves switching time between video and photo mode. That's the other option I was looking for. Adds power savings mode. Enhances clear scan resolution. Adds digital teleconverter function. Enables change to WFM size. Enables to change vector scope gain by touch. Enables to change WFM vector scope opacity. Improves autofocus performance, which sounds interesting. Enables tracking frame to change variably depending on subject. Enables to detect head facing sideways or backwards, or situations in which one is wearing a helmet. Enables to detect heads facing sideways or backwards. Enables to select face via control ring dial. Adds assignable functions via control ring dial. Adds Canon 709 BT709 to the gamma color space in the custom picture settings. Adds CMT 709 and proxy record color conversion. And also in view assist. Adds G gain and white balance in custom picture settings. Adds support for 4CH display and audio meter. And fixes an issue in which the camera is unable to shoot properly under certain conditions in still image mode. So we'll make a copy of that. So anyway, we downloaded it. So if I go in here and show that in the folder, I probably have to unzip it. So we'll go right click unzip. Open with the Unarchive or now Windows Explorer. There it is there. Open. So I need to copy this file to the root directory of my SD card in my camera. So I can pull that out and put it in my Mac. 16-inch on the side, I have a slot for that card, so I should be able to do that and just copy it and erase the old one. So let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and measure the time when I hit the video on button to see how long the camera takes to turn on into video mode. So it comes on right away. And it says that I have 24 minutes. Now that will change. And we're going to flip it over to camera mode or single shot mode, whatever. And it's about 6-7 seconds. And we're going to flip it over. So we're going to go 39, 40. Here we go. 42, 43. About 6 seconds to go into video mode. And that's under the old firmware. So, okay, we'll go down to firmware. Okay, we're on 1.03.1. So we'll go ahead and update this to 1.05.1. So we measured the time it took, and we know that there's 21 minutes left at this point. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my memory card, but I should back up the settings first, but I'm just not going to do that for right now to save time. I'll just reset up the camera from scratch. And then I'm going to pull out this SD card here. So we're going to take that out. And we're going to put it in my Mac right here. Put it on the side, stick her in there. Try to use one hand here. Okay, so I put it in. And so I'm going to open it up on the screen here. So I have the old firmware on there, so just go ahead and delete that. Say yes. And then my downloads. Go back. We're going to unzip that first. I think we unzipped it already. Yeah, okay, we're good. So just open it up, open that up. I'm going to copy. I'm going to put that right here in the root. In the root of the SD card. And as you can see, it's copying it over. And we'll go ahead and eject this. So now we can pull out the SD card. And I believe this reformats the pictures that are on here, so it's probably something you would want to back up before you did any work. And then just close that. And then I think we need to read the instructions at this point, so we'll go back and look at the instructions. So all camera settings will be reset when you perform the firmware update. It's not possible to revert the firmware back. Please refrain from loading menu settings. And please be absolutely sure not to operate the camera buttons or remove the power source during the firmware update. I think the last time I did this, I had to actually have a fresh battery in there. So otherwise it didn't work. It knew it didn't have enough power. Okay, memory card reader, writer, and a battery pack. Check the current firmware version. So set the power switch to video, select menu, system setup, firmware, camera. Turn off the camera, prepare an SD card. First initialize an SD card. Well, I didn't do that, but we'll try not to do that and see what happens. Set the power switch to video. Okay, alright, so that's how you erase it. Okay, update the camera's firmware. Set the power switch to video, select menu, firmware, and press set. Okay, the firmware, when you select OK, it will start. And then this completes it, so let's go ahead and start, see what happens. Alright, so we're going to put it in video mode. We're going to select menu, SD card. We'll go ahead and initialize this media and recopy it onto here. It should work. Now I'm doing the SD card, not the CF Express card. Okay, it said it completed successfully, so we'll turn it off. 19 minutes left. And then remove it. And we'll put it and copy back the information, the firmware, to the card's root directory. And we'll right click copy, go to this PC, we'll right click paste, and we'll eject this. All right, so we'll grab that card back out of here, we'll put it back into the camera, turn it on. All right, now go back to the instructions. That says update the camera to the new firmware. Put the SD card into the slot, set the power switch to video, menu, firmware, camera. System setup, so select menu. So we'll go ahead and put that on. We'll click the menu button. All right, so you pick firmware, and then it gives you the choice to upgrade. So then we'll say OK. Updating the firmware, do not disconnect. So the camera made a clicking sound. It says do not turn off or disconnect the power. You can hear the fan on the camera is getting a lot louder. Still says 17 minutes of time left on the battery. So far it's been about 2 minutes. The blinking has changed to a much slower blinking. You can really feel the air coming out of the battery. Or I'm sorry, the fan. So the blinking has changed again. Different pattern. Now it's changed again. It's very rapid blinking now. Hopefully that's a good sign. It's almost like it's writing to the SD card or something. We're pulling from the SD card and writing to the camera. Tell you, make sure you got enough battery power when you do this, because right now it's been about 6-7 minutes. 17 minutes hasn't changed on the camera display. Okay, just turned off. Oh, be careful when taking the CF Express out, it may become hot. I have to hit OK. So I'll push the OK button. Now it wants me to set the time. Firmware updated. 1.051. Okay, so let's try this. Let's turn this off. Oh, it says 15 minutes on the battery. So I turned it off. And we'll turn it on and see how fast it takes to start up. 1001, that's fast. A little bit faster. Now let's go between camera, or from video to camera. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. So 4 seconds. So let's go from camera, photo to video. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. 4 seconds instead of 6. So there you have it. And 15 minutes on the camera. So ordinarily in the past, I probably wouldn't have been able to have it in video mode for more than 8 or 10 minutes, 15 at the most, even with a full battery. So we could sit here and wait for it to see if the battery dies quicker, but to me it already looks better. Because it would have gone down a couple minutes already anyway, just sitting here looking at it. So there you have it, updated from 1.031 to 1.051. Some good improvements from 6 to 4 seconds between modes. And it looks like there's a potential that that battery is going to last a lot longer in standby mode. So that's a very good thing. I'm sure if I put it into record mode, it would still eat it up as fast, although it's down to 13 minutes.